Welcome to Heel Tactics Wrestling. We are doing our AEW All In predictions. This isn't going to be a super long, in-depth podcast type episode, but more just like a quick analysis run through of just our picks for the match. These predictions do count towards the points for the Predictions Championship that is on the line this weekend with all 4 pay-per-views, premium live events, the 3 from WWE and the 1 AEW one.
Yep.
Let's run into it. Main event of AEW All In, I'd assume, is Jon Moxley defending his AEW Championship against Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match. Who you got?
I'm going to pick Mox. A Texas death match, I feel like they're both good in that style match. I think Hangman being cowboy crap. Don't know
Just
if
say
YouTube
it.
cowboy shit. I don't know if YouTube's going to get mad at us. I would like Hangman to win it. It'd be cool, but I think Mox is going to retain.
I got Hangman going over. I feel like the Death Riders stuff with Mox as the champion in the briefcase just ran its course.
Agreed.
If there's anybody crazy enough to beat Mox in a Texas death match, it's Hangman. Because I think he's done it before in a Texas death match at like 2 years back maybe. But I don't know.
They're both not afraid to get bloody.
No, it's going to be a bloody mess. But Hangman is like AEW through and through.
Yeah.
Hardcore guy. Good pick to take the belt off Mox. Good big win for the main event. I mean, Hangman hasn't been champ since like 2021.
Yeah.
Our next match, we got Toni Storm defending her women's championship against Mercedes Moné, who is the TBS champion, but it's not on the line.
It's only for the one.
She's
that champ along with like 20 other belts.
Yeah, but those aren't AEW belts. But I'm going Toni. It's a slightly less likely situation, more me hopeful picking, because I would rather Toni retain, and she lost at the last All In. But yeah, Toni Storm's my pick. I don't think Mercedes needs it yet.
No.
There will be a time where they give it to her, but I think it should be after she's off her run with 1,000,000 belts.
Yeah, even if it's not the 1,000,000 belts, she doesn't need to be both of AEW's main women titles.
Yeah.
Like, let Toni
because
be
if
the
she's
world.
holding on to both, it's going to be impossible to get either of them off of her.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not that,
and I don't mind her holding on to the TBS title longer, but I don't want her to be the double champ.
Yeah, don't rush one for the other, and don't feel like, I mean, she already has 1,000 belts on her and 1,000 accolades. It's almost like when the Hardys were going to every indie spot, winning every tag title. She's got enough bling. She's got enough holding her up right now. She doesn't need a belt to hold her up. Mercedes can go. But you don't need to rush Tony's end just to put a belt on Mercedes that will inevitably, like you're saying, it's going to be possible to get one or the other off of her.
It's better for business to have them both as champ.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with that. But yeah, Tony's my pick on that one.
Next up, we got the Continental Champion, Kazuchika Okada, the second ever. He's been holding that thing for 1,000,000 years, versus the International Champion, Kenny Omega, in a unification match. This is another slightly hopeful pick. I'm going Kenny Omega because I like Kenny Omega more. I think there's a great chance Kenny wants to put Okada over.
Yeah.
But Okada's been Continental Champ for so long. He's the only second ever, and he's been the champ for like 2 years, that it doesn't even feel like a title at this point. It just feels like something he carries around.
Yeah.
So if you unify him, get it done with, and put it on Kenny, who's more likely to drop to someone random down the line, that's, yet again, like I said, with the Mercedes thing, in my opinion, better for business.
Yeah, I can agree with the take for sure. I think Kenny overall is the more impressive. Not that either one can't wrestle.
Well,
but
I think Kenny Omega's probably the best
in the world.
wrestler.
As you've said to me many a time. I'm not sure if I'll put that exact stamp on it, but Kenny's definitely up there. Like, very, very top tier. I think I will also go with Kenny. Yeah, I'll go with Kenny. Why not?
Okay.
Okada can drop the belt. It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Next up, we got the TNT champion, Adam Cole, defending against Kyle Fletcher.
Not good.
The Protostar.
Adam Cole dub. Enough said.
I'm going with Kyle Fletcher. I love Adam Cole. I'm not the biggest Kyle Fletcher fan, but they've been pushing him really hard since he turned on Will Ospreay. Time to give him some gold. You know, Adam Cole's still with Kyle and Roderick. I wanted to say Bobby, but he's not there.
Wish he was.
So maybe you could put the trios titles on them at some point or something.
Definitely should be in the grand plans. Those three being trios.
But I think
for sure.
Kyle's a good enough pick to take it off Adam, and Kyle's like the young upstart who needs a belt.
I will pick Adam Cole to my detriment, no matter what, in any type of predictions. So
next up, we got the tag team championships. The Hurt Syndicate, Bobby Lashley, and Shelton Benjamin, the champions, versus Jet Speed, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight versus the Patriarchy, Christian Cage, and his son, Nick Wayne.
I don't like Nick Wayne. Yeah, I'm not a big Nicky Waney fan.
Nicky
Waney.
Wow.
Yeah, Christian's a goat of
Thank you.
his own way. Well, you are a goat for sure. No, Christian overall in wrestling can be considered a goat. He's a really good heel too. Phenomenal.
The Patriarchy is just a great gimmick.
Yeah, but I think I like Mike Bailey too. He's impressive
In
live.
person. He's
in person,
really
he's
sick.
very impressive. But I mean, Shelton and Bobby.
I mean, how do you not have Shelton and Bobby win?
Yeah,
How do you have them ever lose a match?
Agreed with that. Shelton, I don't remember who was interviewing him. I saw an interview a couple weeks back asking like if he now that he's in AEW, do you think there's a chance he'll be world champion? And he said, it's still one of my dreams to be a world champion in wrestling, and I'm never going to close the door on that. I don't see it anytime soon, but Shelton should be at some point AEW world.
The thing is, I don't think they're ready for either of them to win the world champion soon. So let them be just these.
Let them be a good tag team.
Champs.
Yeah. Let them be dominant. Why not?
So yeah, Hurt Syndicate.
Yeah.
Next up, another tag match: Swerve Strickland teaming with Will Ospreay versus the Young Bucks. If Swerve and Ospreay win, they become the EVPs. If Swerve and Ospreay lose, they don't get to challenge for the world title for a year.
1 year. Which, I mean, like, if you're looking at, like, that being the situation, you're like, oh my God, a whole year they can't challenge for the belt.
But that's not that big.
It's not that long, and there's enough guys to go around, like, to where them not challenging for
It's a bigger deal for Ospreay, who hasn't won it yet and who's inevitably going to win it, as opposed to Swerve who's already been champ.
I just feel like we were just saying,
It's a good way to hold off the inevitable of Ospreay winning the title.
Yes.
But for just the situation of them being the EVPs, which could be really fun.
And I think you could build like an interesting story, like around like maybe they go after tag. Like, what can we do now? We're in this boat. Where do we go? Let them go for tag belts or something, or both go for different mid card titles type thing,
or both go for the world title while they're the EVPs.
Yeah. But I'm saying, like, if they did
had the
year-long stipulation.
Or they would just feud with each other for a year.
Even, like, I was going to say, like, maybe the, like, month leading up. Like, they both are counting down. And then they just put on, like, banger after banger after banger leading into who's going to be the number one contender. And
You're slightly convincing me to change my answer.
I like it in my mind.
That's a really interesting story.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Okay.
I'll talk myself into it. I'll take it. They're not going to be able to challenge for 1 year.
I'll stick with Swerve and Ospreay.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the women's Casino Gauntlet. This could be anybody. Anybody could win it.
Yep.
We know one person in it, and that's Chris Statlander as the first entry. So I decided to just pick a name.
Yes.
I picked Mina Shirakawa. She just lost the TBS title match to Mercedes, but I don't really care. Yet again, I just picked a name. It could be anyone.
Yes. In the same boat.
Ooh. Could go Jamie Hayter.
Talk yourself into somebody. Go ahead.
The thing is, I don't think Mina's likely to win. So I'm going to... Nothing against her.
Yeah, no.
I'll change my pick. I'll pick Jamie Hayter. Why not? She's not had anything big in a long time.
I put my hand into the hat and I pulled out a name. I went with Willow Nightingale.
Good pick.
It's a good pick.
It's inevitably... She will win the women's title at some
Absolutely.
point.
I mean... Do I think it's necessarily right here, right now? No, but I'm gonna
But,
pick.
like, who else are you gonna
It
pick?
could be anyone. It's gonna
Exactly.
be Lady Frost,
It could be Cora Jade, who's not even there.
who's not even there, but she could show up, come out, win it,
Or Elena Black.
amazing. It'd be amazing pop for sure.
Yeah. But last year, Ricochet came out and
But he didn't win
it.
Yeah.
So I could see her coming out,
but not winning for sure. Yeah, but I'll go with Willow.
And then lastly, we have the men's casino gauntlet. Another one. Reach in, pick a name. We know 3 people in this one. Mark Briscoe, entry 1. MJF, entry 2. Who's pretty much entry 1 because they're going to be out there at the same time. And Mystico is in it. Don't know what number. Maybe 3, maybe last,
10.
maybe never. Depending on if the first 2 people
If
pin each other.
no one pins each other, it could be pick 40.
Yeah.
Realistically.
I just went with MJF.
I
I don't
that's a safe
really
pick,
super. It's not even a safe pick. He's got his own stuff going on with the Hurt Syndicate and stuff being in it. Love the MVP style gear that he's been wearing, but it's not even that it's a safe pick. It's just I couldn't think of anyone else to pick.
In the same theory of picking my hand into that, pulling a name out, what would Brody King? Absolute beast in terms of a wrestler, and I feel like if he were to enter the match, it'd be hard pressed for him not to just.
They've always been playing around with the idea of giving him that main event push.
Yeah, I feel like this match style is a great way to like test it. You send him out there, you let him get the win. Okay, if it's not the reaction or what you thought,
It'll be the reaction.
It'll be the reaction, but like
if they're not ready to give him the world title, fine. He doesn't have to win the title.
He doesn't have to win the title, but give him that so that you can dip your foot in the water, get the full temperature read of what you like about him in that spot, what you don't like about it, and then go forward.
Yeah. I mean, I slightly want to pick someone who's not been there recently, Darby Allin.
Darby's good. Yeah.
But I don't know. He just came back from climbing Everest and stuff. I think Darby's just
He's on
his
top
time.
of the
and
mountain.
he could win it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to just keep my answer as MJF for the fact of the matter. And I'm an MJF stan.
That's true. You are.
He stole $20 from me.
He did steal $20 from you.
I paid for my autograph.
And then he asked for more.
And then he said, give me $20. And I gave him $20.
Absolutely. What are you going to do? Say no?
No.
Because he wouldn't have gave you a refund on the original autograph anyway.
I didn't want one. Yeah. I wanted my autograph.
You want your autograph? Absolutely.
If I were going to give any wrestler $20 for the sake of it, here you go, MJF. Here's $20.
Because he needs that $20.
He definitely needs it.
Real bad.
He needs it.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, all right, is that the full card?
That's the full card. As of what we know right now.
As of today.
As
we're
of
filming the same
Tuesday
day.
night, the day before Dynamite. So
yeah, the day before Dynamite. So
it's not a trios title match, but what you gonna do?
Yeah, what you gonna do?
We can't see the future. If we could see, our predictions would never be wrong.
Never be wrong. I might actually beat Christian one day if I could see the future.
Well, no, because I'd also no.
I'd cloud your mind. Yeah. All right. So that's the AEW card.
That's the AEW.
Do you want to
run down?
Like just simple.
Yeah.
All right. So for Mox Hangman, I had Mox. You had
just give the names. Don't go through every match. Just give your name.
Okay. I got Mox in the main event. You had Hangman. I've got Tony Storm. You've got Tony Storm. I had Kenny in the unification match. You had Kenny. I had Adam Cole. You had Kyle Fletcher. I picked, the way I wrote them is not the same we went through, but you picked MJF in the gauntlet match. I picked Brody King. You changed.
I changed to Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter. Yep. That's not what I had written down. And
I picked
Willow.
Down.
Yeah. I picked Willow Nightingale. And then in the tag team title match, we both picked Hurt Syndicate. And then Swerve and Ospreay versus Young Bucks. I have the Bucks. You have Swerve and Ospreay.
That's AEW All In.
Predictions. Yep. All right. That's going to be
nice little short form.
Yeah,
video.
that's going to be a nice short form. We'll post it.
I'll split it up into social media posts, and we'll post it as one part on YouTube.
Yeah, it'll be like a 15-minute YouTube one.
Is it 15 minutes? Did we go for 15 minutes?
14 minutes, 15 seconds.
Wow,
so
longer than I expected.
We keep ad-libbing on the intro.
I might not.
Might not cut it down. Yeah, it might just need to be a little separate
15-minute all-in predictions.
Yeah. All right. Just a quick outro real quick, because this is tying in with...
This is our first separate video that's not a social media post, not the podcast.
Yeah, this is our first mini format video. We want to stay kind of in that 15 to 20 minute range, depending on what the subject is.
And we would have given AEW All In more time if it weren't for there being
three other
pay-per-views
shows
this week.
Yeah.
So we chose to just shove all the WWE stuff. We didn't give that much more explanations on the WWE stuff than we
In
did for
terms of the
this,
matches now,
but we chose to shove it all on the podcast,
which
and
is the
just keep
longer
this
show.
separate.
Yeah. We took more time. We've been covering
So
WWE.
that you don't have to listen to or scroll through 3 WWE predictions just to get All In if you only wanted to hear All In.
You want to hear the All In predictions. It's a separate video. We've been covering WWE as the mainstream podcast anyways, just because that's
Relevance.
the relevant thing is. It's not a diss on AEW.
We like AEW.
Trying to get the timing down. We've gotten it closer to the hour mark, which we kind of our goal. And in the future, we may expand in form of maybe like a different episode weekly to help cover the AEW
Or
world.
we'll keep AEW stuff like
a separate video.
video that's not a podcast.
Yeah, just so that AEW fans don't feel left out in forms of content. It's just between getting the show started and then we ran right into a weekend with including All In.
I mean,
4 pay-per-views.
But how we started the pod was with Money in the Bank, and then we had
followed into
Night of Champions, and then
followed
instantly
into
Evolution
this.
and all that.
It's
and
kind
all
of
this.
been a roller coaster in terms of what WWE's been throwing out
WWE's
there.
put on a big summer.
Yeah, so far
But this
for
is
sure.
AEW's biggest pay-per-view.
Yeah, so it's like
we
can't
we're covering.
not. Yeah, it's not. Don't want anybody to feel like, oh, these guys are just immediately forgetting AEW. It's not a forget thing. Adam Cole, like I just said in this
one of his
video,
favorite wrestlers
one of
of
my
all
favorite
time.
wrestlers, period, and he's in that company. It's not like I'm not gonna talk about him or support that. We've been very WWE heavy because that's been what the main format of the podcast itself is. So that's like what we were saying. This is a separate video so that we can get the All In predictions out there, and the main video wasn't an hour and a half long. And in the future, we're going to try to keep adding AEW content in as we can, as our timing permits. But yeah, we hope you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, follow us. This is just going to be on YouTube. I'm not adding this to the Spotify channels or anything like that.
This is a like YouTube only video.
Yeah, so just Spotify or subscribe, not Spotify. Subscribe. Christian's title is on the line.
It might be a WWE belt, but it gets defended for AEW too.
Yeah, it's on the line.
That might not have been hearable, but
We've got 22 matches, I think, across
We got a
all
lot.
4 shows, and I think we had a decent amount of disagreements between WWE and AEW. Just in
some
this one,
unexpected.
yeah, just on
disagreements, too.
this show, we had a decent amount of disagreements. So we hope you enjoyed, and tune back into. We'll cover the result, I guess.
The result will be
On-
we'll probably do our opinions on All In as a separate video.
Yeah,
the
opinions-
results of the predictions championship are in the pod.
Yeah, because we're going to be putting the title on the line. Christian's putting the title on the line. So the results will be mentioned in the pod, but yeah, we'll do a full separate breakdown of the pay-per-view itself. That way there's a decent explanation.
So that we
of-
can actually cover what we talked
yeah,
about.
cover
again.
the matches, cover our thoughts, spots, results, all that.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you and have a good night, a good day, good afternoon, wherever, morning, whatever time you're watching. And
And if this is the last time you see me with the belt,
it's been a good run.
it's been a
Short run.
It would be a zero defense run, but
It's all right. I think you're going to survive this one. But yeah,
you never know.
thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Thank you.